Hello everybody and welcome back to yet another YouTube video. I'm Cody and yes, that's right, we are still making videos. At this point I don't even remember how to do these things anymore. But no, seriously, I kind of threw the upload schedule out the window. Making the videos as I feel like. I'm still going to have them weekly. It's just a matter of when the heck I'm going to record them, upload them, edit them, all that stuff. I'll do it at my leisure, but I'm also streaming on the channel, so if you happen to notice that, subscribe. Today we're going to do part 2 of my Bulk to 200 series, which has taken way too long for me to film another part. But today I'm going to go over my current lifting schedule, what I'm doing daily, how many days I'm lifting, what I'm going for volume-wise, rep-wise, all that stuff, the different lifts. So yeah, we're going to talk about all that stuff, but before I jump into that, like I said, I'm uploading as I get time and the motivation to do so. I'm obviously still lifting, all that stuff. It's just a matter of finding time to record content for you guys, but I'm also trying to start streaming some games on the channel, you know, Call of Duty Warzone, doing some raft, stuff like that. So if you're into that, you know, subscribe to the channel. If you want to follow along with the Bulk to 200 series, again, subscribe, drop a like on the video, drop a comment, let me know what else you want to see. But yeah, let's get into talking about my current lifting schedule. So my current lifting schedule for this bulk, and the schedule itself doesn't change so much too often. It's more the volume, how much weight I'm going for, how heavy I'm pushing, the rep range, all that. But the basics of what I do is a 6-day workout split. So I'm working out Monday through Saturday, and sometimes the back half of the week kind of gets cut off. I try to hit every muscle group twice for the most part. So Monday, I like to hit legs. Tuesday, I like to hit chest with light shoulders, which will make more sense as I get to the second half of the week. Tuesday, I hit back. Wednesday, I do deadlifts heavier on that day, which is more like a second leg day, kind of more like I need time for the legs to recover from legs. So Monday to Thursday is usually enough time to do so. Friday, it is shoulders with light chest. It's not too much chest. I'll go into detail when we get to that day. And then Saturday is light back day. So obviously things are getting hit twice, but it's more of a one day the muscle group gets hit heavier and with lower volume, and then a second day it gets hit with lighter weight with more volume, if you will. So I'll break down each of the days individually, but the main focus is obviously, since I'm bulking, I'm massing, I'm trying to push as much weight as possible. So I'm really trying to push my max and things like that. And don't get me wrong, I'm not always going for a max each and every week. I'll go for it once in a while, and I'm lifting extremely heavy for maybe 6 weeks on, and then I'll wane back a bit for probably another 6 weeks. So I'll go a higher rep range. By higher, I mean like 3 to 5 on the strong lifts. Obviously, the low rep doesn't go for every single lift, but again, I'll go into more detail with that. We will start with Monday, which is leg day, of course. So every Monday, I start with squats. I warm up. I like to do more of a peaking type thing, so I'll gradually warm up. I'll work up to my heavier squat, which again, right now, I've worked myself up to a 1 rep of 245, I believe is the most I've gotten right now, and that's not pushing too hard. That was with no belt. I didn't have my belt on that day, and pretty respectable for a guy my body weight. Again, I was 150 when I started bulking. So right now I go up to the heavyweight, and then I'll do some lighter sets to polish off the squats. So until probably the end of this month, I'm going to be doing that, and then I'll cut the weight back a little bit, and I'll go more the 3 to 5 rep range for a while until I try to max again, try to push more weight. And then leg day is also when I do my Romanian or straight leg deadlifts, if you will. I don't go too heavy on that. I'm mostly in the 8 to 12 rep range. I've been trying to play around with going a little bit heavier on that lift. But yeah, those are my 2 main heavy leg day lifts, obviously supplemented by lunges, leg extensions, calf raises, things like that, trying to add more mass to the legs. This then brings us into Tuesday, which is my favorite day of the week, heavy chest day, light shoulder day, obviously starting off with that flat bench press. And frankly, bench has always been hard for me, being an ectomorph, skinnier guy, no chest, bigger back, all that stuff. I currently have a max of 200 pounds, I believe, which again, that's what I got on my 1 rep a few weeks back. Really impressive, honestly. Being a skinny guy my whole life, I never thought I'd be able to push weight like that. My goal by the end of the summer is to push 225. But yeah, same exact thing. I peak up to it, and then I do a later set to finish off my flat bench. And then I do heavier, not too heavy, mostly about 8 reps on incline, bench. Usually I like to go with the dumbbells on that since I haven't been in a gym because of all the COVID stuff. And then that usually ends off with flies, some over the head dumbbell, things like that to supplement the other muscle areas in the chest. And then for light shoulders, I like to just crank out some overhead bar shoulder press, a couple sets of that, but it's lighter. So I'm going more 8 to 12 because I do the heavier shoulder day later in the week on Friday. And then I'll throw in some delt raises, maybe some shrugs. It really depends on what I feel like working on that day. And then obviously I will hit triceps after that because you can't forget the triceps and biceps. So next day we have back, which comes on Tuesday. No, it comes on Wednesday. Don't listen to me. Wednesday is back day. And that day, I don't go super heavy on back because I've found, and I've read this online, I've watched videos on it, you more want to activate the back muscles more than just strain the heck out of them. So I start with wide grip body weight pull-ups. Very hard exercise to do for just about anybody unless you work on them very avidly. I do 4 sets of that. You can call that a warm-up, but honestly, I don't crank out a million reps, so it's definitely more of a workout for me. And then the heaviest lift I go to is the bent over barbell rows. I like to load that one up, not super heavy because again, I find I get better results with just activating the back muscles. So I'll go as low as 8 reps, again, if I'm going heavy and I come up a little short, I'll drop a little below that, but if so, then I'm dropping the weight right after. It's not really an exercise where you're going to go for like a 1 rep max. At least that's not me. If anything, you're just going to hurt your back that way. But I'll do that. I'll throw in lat pull downs, throw in bent over rows with a dumbbell, just different things to, again, activate the back muscles. Sometimes I'll do regular underhand pull-ups with the lat bar just to activate different back muscles. And then this is also when I hit biceps. So again, I kind of alternate the triceps and biceps. So if I'm not doing triceps one day, I'm probably doing biceps and vice versa. So next is Thursday, which is technically a second leg day, but it's mostly just deadlift day. I know it's kind of strange. I give deadlifts its own day, especially right after back day, but that's just kind of how the schedule worked out because I get chest day and back day to rest my legs from the heavy squats on Monday. So deadlifts, very similar to my current squat schedule. So again, I peak up to it, so I'll work my way up to that heavy weight. But with deadlifts, I don't like going for the 1 rep quite as much because I feel like I really don't get a lot out of that 1 rep. So I'll obviously max here and there since I'm, again, trying to push heavier weight. But for now, I'll work up close to the weight and then I'll go to a maybe 2 to 5 rep range and I'll try to get a few sets on that. And on this day, I try to do calves, abs, maybe anything else I've been neglecting. Like if I skipped biceps or triceps for some reason, maybe I was in a hurry, maybe I didn't have enough time in the gym, and I'll throw that on the deadlift day because, again, it goes pretty quick. Deadlifting really doesn't take too long. Calves can be tedious. Sometimes I'll just skip them all together that day, but I hit them on leg day, so again, it would be a second time of hitting them. This brings us to Friday, which is heavy shoulder day and some chest. So heavy shoulder day. By heavy, I go maybe 4 to 8 reps on shoulder press, and that's not every set. I'll do some lighter sets just to supplement. So regular barbell overhead row, really my favorite exercise for shoulder day. I'll start with that. I'll go to some heavier delt raises. I like to do behind the head with the barbell, front delts, not too often. I really don't hit too many front delts. And then rear delts, all the regular good old shoulder exercises, and can never forget the traps. Now, the interesting thing I do after or at the end of shoulder day is, again, light chest. So I actually do 4 sets of pause reps on the bench, which right now I do 135 for anywhere from 4 to 10 reps. It really depends on which set I'm on, whether it's the first or the fourth. And again, I just bring it down to my chest, take a big pause, bring it up to the top, take a big pause, and do that for as many as I can. And that's really the only thing I do for light chest because, again, I'm trying to push more weight on the bench. So I do that to kind of more stimulate the muscles rather than just pushing that heavy weight for as quickly as possible. And then, again, I'll usually hit triceps again on this day. Probably not as hard because they already got hit harder on Tuesday with the heavy chest day. But regardless, that brings us to Saturday, which is just a nice, easy, light back day. I'll usually narrow this down to 3 back exercises, and I'll go higher rep more, 10 to 12, maybe even past that, depending on how I'm feeling. Again, activating the muscles, working on that range of motion, lots of stretching, you know, bent over barbell row. I'll try to stretch a little further down, because when you get to the heavier weight, you get kind of lazy. You're not going as far down with the weight. You're not squeezing at the top as much. And that's really just the biggest thing I try to focus on that light back day. And then again, final day of the week, I'll hammer abs if I've been kind of easy on them. I'll hammer biceps one more time. Not too much though, because again, they got hit earlier in the week. The biggest thing with this schedule is, again, the stretching, the not always going insanely heavy, trying to find a healthy balance between the higher volume and the lower volume, and again, just trying not to overdo it, because hitting muscles twice a week can be a little tough sometimes. I get my biceps locking up sometimes when I get kind of lazy with the stretching, the drinking of the water, all that stuff. But I want to bulk, I want to push through the wall that I've never been able to push to, and I want to get to 200 pounds. So this is a very advanced workout schedule. I certainly wouldn't try it if you're a beginner in lifting, but if you've been lifting for as long as I am, you're taking as many calories as I am, and all of that stuff, it's a really great workout schedule. And of course, to fill you in on Sunday, Sunday is a rest day, and realistically, you'd want to be stretching, eating some extra calories, taking an extra protein, maybe foam rolling, bit of stuff like that. But I don't do any of that most days, mostly just chill on Sunday. But it gets me mentally prepared for my lift on Monday, which, as mentioned, is legs. So that is my current workout schedule. I didn't touch upon abs too much, but I try to hit abs quite regularly so that I don't gain too much fat in the stomach area. I kind of just throw that in whenever. Some weeks I'll do an exercise every day for a little bit, just to avoid laziness, or should I say encourage laziness. The next day I'll be like, oh, I hit abs yesterday, so I don't feel like doing them today. Otherwise it just becomes I don't feel like doing them, I don't feel like doing them, I don't feel like doing them, and then I went 4 days without, and then I have to hammer them, and then I don't hit them the last day. But regardless, if you're trying to build a workout plan, just find the healthy balance of everything. You don't have to hit everything twice, but again, I'm trying to push through that wall, so I'm doing a tougher workout strategy. But yeah, that's my workout plan. No point in me rambling on about it anymore. So yeah, if you made it through this video, hopefully it was not too painless. And if you did, thank you so much for watching. And yeah, if you want to follow my journey, subscribe to the channel, like this video, and tune in for episode 3, which I'm going to try to not make you guys wait as long as I did for episode 2. So stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching.